Howdy, and welcome to another episode of Life with Professor Retro. So today's episode is going to be a little bit different. Today's episode I call Coffee and Tarot. And one of my tributes to one of my vlogging inspirations, the late great Adam the Woo, I have, of course, my cup of piping hot caffeinated beverage and a deck of tarot cards. Now, I used to have 3 of these. I only have 2 when my all-time favorite one deck is gone for some reason, so this is another one of my favorite decks. This is a steampunk deck of tarot cards. Now, no, I'm not showing you how to worship evil spirits. I'm not showing you how to think that you're clairvoyant and can predict the future. I'm just showing you how to plan out your day, right? And then I got a bit of a story time here. So, go with this. Cats, really? Especially my little girl, Spicy. It's all spice. Leave Looney alone. Hi, Looney. I could give a detailed explanation of tarots, and trust me, I wouldn't even know what I'm talking about, because the person who taught me tarot didn't really give me a detailed explanation of tarot, just told me how to read them. Said they're steampunk tarot cards, right? So you can see them. They all got neat little pictures of steampunk drawings on them. But each of them have a meaning. Some good, some bad. So we're going to start today's coffee talk as coffee and tarot. Shuffle them up one last time. And you're going to be with me when I do my first. I used to do this all the time, and I just kind of stopped doing it for a while. But I used to take a tarot reading every day, just to see what the card said. Tell you a story recently happened. A couple of things recently happened. So I was introducing tarot cards to my stepson just recently, like a couple days ago. And I was explaining to him everything about it and about my favorite one, how it's gone. And he picks up the book. Right, I have not even put out a reading. He picks up the book, flips through it, comes to the strength card, right? Says, I like the strength card. It's got a lion on there. It's kind of neat. I'm like, so would you like to reading? Would you like to do 1 card or a 3 card? I go to 1 card, and I'll explain the two of difference in a moment. And I fan the cards out like this, and I go pick from the top. He picks the strength card. That freaked me out. So I go to a tarot reading, considering my health scare on Monday. And my stomach is growling, so I probably should also eat something after this video. So we're going to do... So like I said, well, there's many different types of readings. Those really experienced in this will lay out elaborate sets up of cards. And then there's me. I'm not that experienced in doing these. I don't do them that often. So what I like to do, especially when it's just me doing the reading on myself, I do what's called a 1 card reading. I pick the deck up, I shuffle it. I do a magician shuffle, which is pretty much this. Then I do a regular card shuffle, which is where you split deck in half and you do the bridge thing. I don't do the bridge thing, but I do one other thing. And then what I do, as I sit, I take a deep breath, clears my mind a little bit, and I pull the card off the deck. And for today, I picked up Temperance Card. So then what I do is I take it and I flip it up on the top of the deck like this so I know exactly what card I'm looking for. I put it down on my lap, and I grab the book. I look at where it is, and I find the card in the book. Now, this card is at the beginning of the book. Here's Temperance. Now, the way that this book touches the meaning of the cards, it has a quote on here. So the quote is, the difference between a professional and an amateur is that a professional makes it look easy. And then the core meaning of the card. The right thing at the right time in the right place. Then it gives a detailed explanation. So for that, which usually has a page or 2, this has at least 2 pages, so I'll read some of it. Most people look at her and see a rather plain woman. I'll show you the card again so you get a good look at it. This is the Temperance card. Bland and at first glance unremarkable. A bit strange. What with the bare feet and bizarre water juggling. What they probably don't see are the powerful red wings. People see what they want to see after all. Surely this odd creature isn't some spiritually evolved being. Yes, she has the esoteric symbol of the corset. But really, everyone is wearing these days. It doesn't mean anything, does it? Most people would be mistaken, but you aren't, are you? I don't think so. Temperance is nothing more and nothing less than perfection. Perfection, like truth, is not an absolute. It varies according to the situation and the moment. People sometimes think that one attains perfection. The state of perfection is not static, and one does not such achieve it as maintain it. But perfect is to be consistent motion, for you must adjust to the ever-changing currents of life in perpetual balance. The key to this is being sensitive to the energies of the universe. The more you are aware of everything that is going on around you, the better you understand how energy flows and reacts. The easier it is to move through life with grace. That's what I'm going to read that up to that point. Then I'm going to read towards the end of that whole ordeal. And it says, when you get this card in a reading, what does all this mean for you? First off, calm down. This is a card of peace and grace. Do not court chaos. Do not invite confusion. Be quietly aware of everything around you. Everything you need to know is present. Feel it, react appropriately. Temperance is more complex than moderation. It is more like Buddhism's Noble Eightfold Path and its emphasis on right, the version of right. It's not black and white. Some may think that it makes it harder to grasp, but it doesn't. Not really. If you're aware and listen, you know what's right. And it gives you a life tip. And it says, temperance is the center of the wheel of fortune. If you don't want to be tossed about by the randomness of life, make temperance your goal. Then, whatever happens, you are in perfect control of yourself rather than being controlled by events. Then I usually ask the person who chose the card to take that as you want. Because to me, every tarot reading is interpreted differently by every person who gets one. The fortune cookie you get in a Chinese meal. Everyone jokes you had the words in bed at the end of each fortune, meet a tall dark stranger in bed. But sometimes those fortunes mean to different people. So that's the one card reading. I take my reading today as someone as for me to look around and to prevent chaos from happening in the next day or two. Because we've got something big happening in the house tomorrow. Well, not big, but something that was supposed to happen a week ago but didn't happen. Well, because if you saw the last video on the bug incident in the house, and that'll understand that we had an incident with one of the people that were supposed to take care of the bug incident. Now, before I go and end this vlog, I'll explain the 3-card reading. It's the only two I know how to do. The 3-card reading is a different type of reading. It represents your past, your present, and your future. Now, the way I normally do that is, what I usually do is, when I do a reading, I'll either shuffle the deck. If I do a reading for somebody else, I usually shuffle the deck. Then I'll hand them the deck. This gets their energy onto the deck. Then what I do is I say cut the cards. They cut the cards. I then take one part, put it on top of the other part, reshuffle the deck. And then I'll ask what reading they want to do. Do they want to do a card, like we just saw, or a 3-card? 3-card reading represents your past, present, and your future. The first card is your past. And the way I do this, I'll shuffle like this. I'll keep shuffling until a card just pops out. And then that first card that pops out represents your past. Then I'll keep shuffling until the second card pops out. That card represents your present. And the third card pops out. That represents your future. So with So, if you want me to do a 1-card tarot reading in the next vlog for you, say so down in the comments below. And in the next vlog, I'll do a 1-card reading for you. I'll shout you out, I'll do your reading, and we'll go on with the vlog. Unless I'm driving a car. If the vlog is me driving the car, you ain't going to get one till the next time I do one of these sit-down ones. I was hoping to have a nice table so I could show both readings, but the table doesn't have a nice one I could really use, so. And the table I probably would use, I'm currently using to hold different things in the bedroom. Like everyone calls it my pack rat table. So, I'd like to welcome the new subscribers. If I remember who you are, I would shout you out, but welcome any new subscribers. And if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and hit the like button so you get a future update on future vlogs as they come out. Actually, if you ring the bell, you get that. Just hit the like button because it helps feed the algorithm. Just like my stomach needs to be fatted at some point after this vlog. A little bit about my health. Of course, I talked about on Wednesday about the fact that I might possibly have a kidney stone. And the story of that, what happened to me on Monday. I'm doing well today. But I'm also doing well because I'm taking care of myself since then. By one, I've sworn off dark teas at the time this happened. I was drinking I think it's called gold leaf tea. It was a black raspberry tea. A blackberry tea. And it was really good. It was really sweet. But especially my wife and me, think the reason all that happened on Monday was because I was drinking a lot of that stuff the past couple of days before. So, and I looked it up, and that stuff is a good cause of kidney stones because it's got something called oxalate. And oxalate tends to solidify in your system as it collects. So, I'm probably not going to be drinking any more of that tea. Which sucks because I like gold leaf sweet tea. Coffee, on the other hand, actually, as I was doing some more research on it, actually helps prevent kidney stones. So, I'm a big coffee fan, so the sad part is they're hereditary. So, no matter what I do, I'm probably doomed to get it. It could have been one day, it could be it could have been 3 years from now, it could have been 2 days from Monday. At any rate. Now, if you're wondering why it's in a Crown Royal bag, the story is the box just came and fell apart. It's downstairs with my other deck that I never use anymore, and there's a reason for that. Anyway, temperature's gotten cold, so going out is getting a little bit harder to do because the temperature's cold, and plus gas is still high. So anytime I go out, if I'm going out to the store, out to Racine for something, which might happen, who knows. I might fly. We're trying to figure out how to get to Racine. If we can get to Racine today, we probably will. That vlog might be about another day. We have to get to, when we moved from Racine to my parents' house, after my wife's mother had passed away, we all guess what we were going to do about medical stuff. Doctors, because most of our doctors were all centered in all in Racine at the time, and which ones we wanted to keep. Were we going to keep all of them, or were we going to keep some of them, or were we just getting a whole new of everything? And at the time, our doctors we all had the same general practitioner, and he was in Racine, so no biggie deal. Well, it got to the point that one of the people my wife talks about for diabetes had mentioned that our general practitioner, who was in Racine, has left the company under undisclosed reasons. We'll just say that. Because, again, no one knows why he left. Rumors have that he was been fired, he was kicked out, but he didn't leave on his own accord, let's just say that. So we had to find a doctor here. Luckily, we found a doctor here that was just up the road 3 minutes. And a really nice person. She's a really nice doctor. She listens to you, she tries to help you out and everything. But the one thing we did keep, at least I kept in Racine, that was still in Racine for me, is my psychiatrist. And yes, I do go to a psychiatrist. I take meds for mental health. For stuff that maybe 20, 30 years ago, people didn't understand or didn't know how to treat. Nowadays, we know how to treat some of these mental issues that no one knows how to treat back then. Like depression, anger, frustration, irritability, some of which I have. You don't see it on camera because it doesn't need to be on camera. I try to stay the positive person that you see on camera. I'm not always that positive. And if I haven't had my meds, I'm depressed and angry and frustrated and irritated at all the same time. Which means right to me after this vlog, I probably have to take my meds. But see, our psychiatrist, 3 of us have psychiatrists. Me and my wife have the same psychiatrist because her psychiatrist she had before dropped her for some reason. But so my psychiatrist agreed to take her on, so it's easier. Every time we do virtual with our psychiatrist. So every time we do a virtual, my wife sits next to me and we talk to the psychiatrist because we have the same one. And he doesn't mind seeing both of us on the same day. Like my stepson now sees a specialist for his ankles. I'm probably going to try to see a specialist for my knees. The story with those is was called Osgood-Slaughter since I was 12, 13 years old. And what that is basically my bones at the time were growing faster than the rest of my muscles and ligaments. And so they just put big old knots right underneath my kneecaps that are painful even for me to kneel or squat back then. And even today, as I aged, the pain just kept getting worse. There are days I'm sitting there in pain on my knees just for the sake of it. I have back issues, but that's also because I have a weight. That's because I'm not in the best of shape. So when you saw the Frame Park one and the Frame Park video and the Lily Heights video vlogs, you see those 2 vlogs. My back was in massive pain towards the end of them because I was standing and walking for so long. No, I'm not a 600-pound life case. I don't want to be. I am also not a hoarding case. I don't want to be that either. Clutter, yes, we are a cluttered family. But that's because we got to deal with certain things, and once certain things are taken care of, we can start decluttering our life again. Excuse me. I think I'm going to end the vlog. So, that's all I really got to say today. So, hope you have a great day. Remember, road is where the story is. Peace out, stay frosty, do good in the world. And again, I see you in the next one. Remember, if you want me to do a tarot reading for you, let me know down in the comments below. Till then, have a great day.